Talking about what's good with the people, man. It's your partner, man. Who? It's your partner, man. You know what I'm talking about? How is y'all doing on these troubling tactics Tuesday? You say troubling tactics? What are you talking about, bro? Oh, we gonna get into it. But before we do that, what's good, people? Like hee hee, ha ha. You know what I'm talking about? Ken in the pen, man. You know what I'm talking about? All my folks incarcerated, all my folks who ain't. Everybody on the bottom of that thing, everybody on the top of that thing. Keep that head up. You know what I'm talking about, man? Keep pushing. We gonna get through it to get to it. You know what I'm talking about, man? Did I say Ken in the pen? I don't know, but if I didn't, go get that stick up in stores now. You can go and get you some off of 76 MacArthur. You know what I'm talking about? Giants liquor is what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about? 82nd Hillside Barbershop. You know what I'm talking about? They say somebody put them in their stores in the hundreds. Thank you, young man. Excuse me. Now, you know, because I tell you every morning, man. But just in case you forgot, you know what I'm talking about? Just in case you forgot, man. Guess what you could do? You come get them things from me. You know what I'm talking about? You can come get them things from me, man. You know what I'm talking about? Did you see them? You know what I'm talking about? Also in stores now. Funkadelic Trying, man. Funkadelic Trying, man. You know what I'm talking about? Make sure you go to, hold on. Funkadelic Trying in stores now. Make sure you get you one. You know what I'm talking about? Stick Up 2 coming soon. Funkadelic Trying 2 coming real soon. You know what I'm talking about, man? Uh-oh, what's that swing that finger, young man? Here we go. You know what I'm talking about? Come on with it, bro. Worldwide INC, man. Come on with it, bro. Worldwide Incorporated. Come on with it, bro. Go fast. You know what I'm talking about? Worldwide. You know what I'm talking about? They're going to say, what does that mean? I'm going to continuously tell you it means everybody. You know what I'm talking about? And Dugu, Mike, Lil Rue, not Lil Rube, Lil Rue. You know what I'm talking about? Tata the player, that's who comes next. Same thing, bro. Everybody on the bottom of that thing, everybody on the top of that thing. You know what I'm talking about? Everybody incarcerated, everybody who ain't, man. Keep that head up. You know what I'm talking about? Keep pushing. We gonna get through it to get to it, man. You know what I'm talking about? Now let's get through these disclaimers. But before we do that, mama says, and mama always says, boy, brush them whiskers when you're on TV. Even if they got a hole in them. You know what I'm talking about? Coffee Chronicle. Classic roast piping hot. You know what I'm talking about? Let's get through these disclaimers, man. Good brother like myself, good brother like myself. I don't, man, I thought I had some herb. Look, we're gonna have to work with this. Where's our good brother like myself? You know what I'm talking about, man? I don't promote no drug usage. Good brother like myself. You know what I'm talking about? I don't promote no drug sellage. You know what I'm talking about? Good brother like myself. You know what I'm talking about? I don't promote no alcohol consumption. Don't take a sip of the sipage. You know what I'm talking about? Don't do it. You know what I'm talking about? But a good brother like myself, you know what I'm talking about, man? I don't promote no crime. You know what I'm talking about? Good brother like myself. I don't promote no violence. You know what I'm talking about? Good brother like myself. I don't promote no domestic violence. Keep your hands off the people. People, you know what I'm talking about? I don't promote. You know what I'm talking about? No. Negativity. No, man. You know what I'm talking about? No. You know what I'm talking about? Me, man, I don't promote shit. You know what I'm talking about? They was talking to me. Bro, I don't promote shit. All I promote is y'all go ahead and do what you're going to do with your time, young ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you find the right thing to do with your time, young ladies and gentlemen. You know what I'm talking about? Because we just don't know how much of it we got, young ladies and gentlemen. But a good brother like myself, you know what I'm talking about? I ain't prejudiced. Good brother like myself. I ain't got nothing against the sexually different. Good brother like myself, you know what I'm talking about? I ain't got nothing against the little people. No, I ain't talking about me, man. I ain't got no problems with nobody. You know what I'm talking about? They was talking to me, you know what I'm talking about? I just love me some everybody, you know what I'm talking about? As a matter of fact, I'm on a quest, you know what I'm talking about? Bring that peace, you know what I'm talking about? That joy, you know what I'm talking about? That love, you know what I'm talking about? That love. Back to YouTube community, man. Fire pie, you know what I'm talking about? Is you with me? You know what I'm talking about, y'all? Is you with me? Come on over here, fuck with your partner, man. I, check it out, man. Come fuck with a nigga one time. You know what I'm talking about? Man, how is y'all doing on these troubling tactics Tuesday, man? You say troubling tactics, what are you talking about, baby? Oh, we gonna get into it. You know what I'm saying? We gonna get into it. Shout out to everybody who ain't never had nothing. You know, what's that? Oh man. Oh man, I cracked myself up. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, what's that? Yeah, man, what's good with the troubling tactics? Y'all already say, bro, what did you talking about today? You know what I'm talking about? Just the troubling tactics one has to deal with in today's time. And I don't get it. But you know what was crazy? I just ran into a motherfucker who had been, when I was just out this week. Like, basically, I've been knowing, because a lot of this shit, y'all, I be going on today. This was crazy, bro. A lot of this shit been going on. You know what I'm talking about? It just wasn't so much of it. It'd just be certain people. You get what I'm saying? So, like, just say when I was coming up, you had a good, say, a ratio out of 100 people. You might have had a good 18 people that was like that. 18, 20 people. So you still, it was more, you know what I'm talking about? It was 80% him, you know what I'm talking about? The rest of the 80 was way more smooth. So you only bumped into one of them 18, 20 people, you know what I'm talking about? You didn't really come across them like that. And the difference in today's world is just everybody you come across is like the old school 18 now, and out of the 100, you know what I'm talking about? The motherfuckers who ain't like that is the 18. There's only 18, 20 of them out of 100 people. So the rest of the people like that, the bullshit. You get what I'm saying? Man, he said, what's troubling tactics? Man, it's just ears, man. You know what I'm talking about? Like everywhere you turn, everywhere you look, and it be serious shit that motherfuckers just don't take serious. You get what I'm saying? And that's what be fucked up. Like motherfuckers don't even take it serious. You get what I'm saying? And I don't think people get like, you can't want something more for a motherfucker than they want for themselves. You know what I'm talking about? Like you just can't. You can't. And that's what it be fucked up. You know what I'm talking about? And what's fucked up about the people, it'd be like say, I don't know. I don't even know what's a good analogy to use for that one, bro. Perfect one. Say you want to buy a motherfucker a car. You get what I'm saying? But they don't want to learn how to drive. Now you want to buy them a car, but they don't even want to take the time to learn how to drive. You can't make a motherfucker want to learn how to drive, even though you want to buy them a car, or you want to give them a car. Whatever. You can't make a motherfucker learn how to drive, bro. That's something they gotta want to do. You get what I'm saying? And if they don't want to do it, bro, that shit just they gonna 42 fake their way. You know what I'm talking about? They gonna tell you go get the car and all that. You know what I'm talking about? But they don't even know how to drive, bro. They gonna 42 fake their way through that whole situation. You get what I'm saying? And you gonna end up spending some money that, you know what I'm talking about, just gonna be a waste of money because this motherfucker don't want to handle their business. You get what I'm saying? And it just be a lot of shit like that, man. And it's fucked up. Coffee Chronicles. I'm gonna tell you what I always got flack for ever since I was little. You know what I'm talking about? Was just knowing. You know what I'm talking about? Just knowing. You know what I'm talking about? Remember back in the day when I say your auntie was married or something, you know what I'm talking about? Your auntie come in, you know what I'm talking about? Now your auntie got her other boyfriend just running around, you know what I'm talking about? And you come up in there and say some shit like, you know what I'm talking about? Where Albert? You know what I'm talking about? That ain't Albert. Who the fuck is that? You know what I'm talking about? You get popped on back. Yeah, boy, get on up out of here and grown folks' business. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about? Nigga get popped in his head, get talking about stay out of grown folks' business. That wasn't nowhere near no grown folks' business. You know what I'm talking about? No, that wasn't nothing near no grown folks' business. But that's how they used to 42 fake you out back in the day. They put grown folks' business on everything when you was a little kid. Then when you got grown, that shit they was calling grown folks business ain't nothing but some childish shit. You know what I'm talking about? You be like, man, you don't get the grown folks business. That shit was right up my alley when I was a kid. You know what I'm talking about? You could have laid it on me then. You know what I'm talking about? When I was just a little. You know what I'm talking about? Nephew, sis, old bed, old lady. But it go like that, man. You know what I'm talking about? It's like auntie and then like, come on, man, that shit don't even make no sense. It just don't. And a lot of this shit don't be making no sense. And the fucked up part about it is the people know that shit don't make no sense. They just know the tactics. That's why it's trouble in tactics. They just know the tactics that they could use to get out of shit. You get what I'm saying? If you knew like I know, you'll just let people do what the fuck it is they do. You know what I'm talking about? Because I'm going to tell you something else people got good for. You know what I'm talking about? When you just go let them do what they do, they go fuck up, then they come back. You know what I'm talking about? And somehow they still a victim of their own decisions that they chose to do. You ever just let somebody run off and let them go do what they do, and they came back like they didn't have to encounter one of them saber-tooth tigers I was talking about the other day. Well, if I come back with their head all over their head, you know, talk about. They just come back with their head over their head. You all talk about all kind of shit. Really, like, man, what the fuck did happen to you? They see it was wild, wild world out there. You know what I'm talking about? But sometimes you just gotta let motherfuckers see for themselves. You know what I'm talking about? Wild, wild world it is. Yeah, I'm talking about, man. For real, man. With this troubling tactics, which troubling to be, man. I'm not even seeing the kids use the shit. You know what I'm talking about? I'm saying, I'm just seeing older. I'm talking about older and older people using it, man. You know what I'm talking about? Not all of them, but I'm just starting to see a bunch of motherfuckers older than me use that shit. Listen, man. And I've been trying to share this game with you a long time, man. I mean, a long time. You know what I'm talking about? Listen, bro. If you walked up on me, you get what I'm saying? And I'm choking an old man. I ain't talking about an old man. I'm talking about an old man. Man damn near on a walker and shit. And you catching me choking an old man. You say, bro, why you over there choking that old man? And I turn around and say some shit like, oh, nigga, I didn't say nothing when you was choking, or I ain't say nothing when you know what I'm talking about. And I just turned around and say anything else, but stop choking the old man. You know what I'm talking about? Them are troubling tactics, folks. That just is. And that's that type of shit that I'm telling you make me spin off on you like Barry Sanders on third one, man. I'm not bullshitting. I'm not. Like, that shit be so draining, bro. You know what I'm talking about? Because when you ask a motherfucker why they did something, bro, and they turn around and try to shoot you the frisbee, bro, there is no reason for no conversation after that. You get what I'm saying? You walk up on me, I'm choking an old man. You ask me why I'm choking that old man, and I turn around and tell you some shit. I didn't say nothing when you cut school. You're like, what the fuck does that have to do with me choking an old man? You get what I'm saying? And that's why it's troubling tactics. You say, why is it troubling tactics? And I'm gonna tell you because that shit right there has gotten into everybody from the kids to the motherfucking adults. You get what I'm saying? And it's troubling that when a motherfucker, like, it ain't like a motherfucker trying to accuse you of nothing. You get what I'm saying? It's just like a motherfucker walk up like, look, man, and then you just come out with all that old bullshit ass rhetoric Rick outburst, man. That shit is like there is really no reason to talk after that, y'all. You know what I'm talking about? There really ain't no reason to talk after that. You know what I'm talking about? If I walk up, now you know motherfucking well. You know what I'm talking about? Just say you got pneumonia or something. I don't know, bro. Just say you doing something. You sick, but you out at a party. Now you shouldn't be out at this party because you sick. And not only is you sick, you finna get everybody else up in this motherfucker. You know what I'm talking about? COVID. You know what I'm talking about? But you gonna sit around there and just say something else, knowing you should have been in the house, man. That shit don't make no sense, folks. It's like I don't see I really don't see the humiliation in being wrong, man. It's like you're not always gonna be right. You get what I'm saying? You always not gonna be right, man. So I just don't get I don't get what's so like. If you're wrong, you're gonna die. I just don't get the. You know what I mean? I don't get the. I don't get it, man. I don't get why everybody try to spin up out the wrong. There's nothing wrong with being wrong. Motherfucker act like if motherfucker find out you wrong, you gonna fall dead right then and there, and really that ain't what's gonna happen. But you so childish inside your mind, and this is what happens a lot. You so childish inside of your mind, you can't even accept being wrong. You get what I'm saying? And like I said, females of all ages do this shit a lot. You know what I'm talking about? I was like mama and grandma and them. You know what I'm talking about? You having a conversation with one of them. It's either they gonna be right or both of y'all right. But it's impossible for them to be wrong. It just is. All I'm gonna say is, you know what you're supposed to be doing. And that's what's hella funny to me. Coffee Chronicles. Like, should nobody else even have to tell you what the fuck to do? They just shouldn't. You should know. Should nobody else have to monitor what you need to do for yourself? You get what I'm saying? Should nobody else have to monitor that? You get what I'm saying? If the doctor told me to walk 3 times a day, right? Now, he told me that. He ain't tell y'all that. He told me that. You know what I'm talking about? Now, I'm supposed to make sure my motherfucking self that this is what I do. I shouldn't even need nobody to come tell me what the fuck the doctor told me. You get what I'm saying? I just shouldn't need that. You know what I'm talking about? You shouldn't need nobody to monitor you on what you do. You get what I'm saying? Then, fuck around and get caught. Or not even get caught. But fuck around and do something in front of somebody and they be like, man, ain't you supposed to be walking 3 times a day? And you fuck around and, because you supposed to be walking 3 times a day, right? And you just turn around and say something else to wiggle up out of some shit that you didn't do. And them just troubling tactics. And everybody just got one of them in their hip bone and they and not the hip bone, they coin pocket nowadays. You know what I'm talking about? From little kids to motherfuckers older than me, man. And that shit is just troubling. Especially with the kids. Let me tell y'all something with the kids, y'all. I don't get how today how. I'm gonna tell y'all I fuck with it. I'm gonna tell y'all I fuck with my own kids, so you might not wanna. Because I fuck with kids just like I fuck with kids, bruh. You get what I'm saying? And that's just what I do, man. First of all, man, I don't be having debates and shit with kids. You know what I'm talking about? I'm not shit. I don't even ask kids questions, man. I tell kids what to do. You get what I'm saying? I'm not finna sit here and, Patty, could you please, no, check this out, man. Go do that shit. You know what I'm talking about? Did you hear me? You get what I'm saying? I don't see the factuation where acting like we gotta make a deal with the kids. Like it's just, it'd be way too many motherfucking grown up. With that buddy shit when it comes to the kids, man. We can't come from no motherfucking standpoint like we friends with the kids, like we they friends and shit. Nah, man. And I think that's how that shit be getting tangled up sometimes. You know what I'm talking about? Because the kid feel like they could debate. Like if you tell them something like go clean the bathroom, and the kids say, oh, no, you couldn't do that. When I was growing up, they was knocking the shit out of kids, man. And I don't know how y'all feel about that. I don't know. I'm just telling you, when I was growing up, you couldn't. A grown up told you to do something, you had to do it, man. They told you go clean, go out, whatever they told you to do. The next thing you was gonna do is what they told you to do. It wouldn't know why and all that. That shit got your head knocked off when I was little. You know what I'm talking about? You just didn't question grown ups. You couldn't sit there and ask grandma why. Or if they told you to do something, smack your lips or roll your eye. Any of that shit was punishable by the closest thing that was next to them. That shit was punishable. All that little slick shit. Somebody told you to do something, you just did it. You know what I'm talking about? You just did. You didn't ask why, you didn't roll your eyes, you didn't smack your lips, all none of that little old sassy ass shit they be doing now. That shit was punishable on the spot. You did that shit to some grown-ups in the family, bro, they was gonna knock the shit out you. I come from the era where like, I came from the era where my grandma had every motherfucking tree that there was to have in your yard. You know what I'm talking about? They came from Alabama and they came from Alabama and you know what I'm talking about? I'm telling you, we had our own food in our yard, man, right there on 106, man. You know what I'm talking about? Down the street from old school Caspers. You know what I'm talking about, man? For real, man. We had plum tree, apple tree. We had two different plum trees, the red ones and the green ones. Remember the big old green ones was good. We had both of them, you know what I'm talking about? But I come from that area, they make you go pick your own switch. And you better not come back with a little one. You know what I'm talking about? Because they're going to go get that tree and knock your ass down with it. But the trouble and tactics just go like that. And I think as Americans, you know what I'm talking about, or whatever the fuck we're supposed to be, that's our problem. Because we just come in the game playing, you know what I'm talking about? Nowadays, we don't be taking a lot of shit serious. We like to talk like we take a lot of shit serious, but we really don't be taking a lot of shit serious. So we come up in there talking serious. Then as soon as the conversation's over, see what we could play at. You know what I'm talking about? Because everything be a game to us now for some reason. You know what I'm talking about? We don't see what we get away with. And that just goes for everything, man. You know what I'm talking about? Nephew sits over there with lady. Hey, yo, dog. I just had to tell little nephew the other day, man. You know what I'm talking about? Little nephew was chopping up with me. I see the way little nephew move. You know what I'm talking about? And he asked me a question. I said, first of all, nephew, you got to understand what you want to do, bruh. You know what I'm talking about? This is real, bruh. You could just choose, first of all, knock yourself out, nephew. You know what I'm talking about? You young, knock yourself out, man. You know what I'm talking about? Just keep your business on the forefront of your business. You know what I'm talking about? But all the other little shit you doing, nephew, like if you young, bro, like, I told him, like, nephew, you only can play with yourself, bro. You know what I'm talking about? You got your nice little old thing over there. Now you can go on and do what you want to, nephew, or you can stay running around the streets. You know what I'm talking about? But don't sit there and be over here with these people making them think one thing. Like, nephew, if you want to be in a relationship, you know if you want to be in a relationship or not. You know what I'm talking about? So you do as according to that. If you don't want to be in no relationship, bro, just let people know what it is and go on about your business, nephew. You know what I'm talking about? Or handle your business or let the people know, man. You know what I'm talking about? I said, man, from my experience, man, I just don't know. It depends on the situation. I don't know, bro, but you know what I'm talking about? It ain't never cool to be running around here playing with people or just playing yourself. You get what I'm saying? Because you got to tell people, nephew. You can't just be sitting there like the bitch dude talking about motherfucking know how I am. You know what I'm talking about? You can't do that either, nephew. That's like some female trait type shit. You know what I'm talking about? That bitch knew how I was before you can't do that. Tell the bitch, nephew, or don't. You just leave the bitch alone. You know what I'm talking about? Bitch like you, she gonna like you regardless. You get what I'm saying, nephew? You know what I'm talking about? But tell the bitch what's going on, man. You know what I'm talking about? Because if you don't, you're gonna have all that silly shit that like just happened. You're gonna have a bitch following you around, popping up somewhere, embarrassing your situation. You know what I'm talking about? Like, come on, man. You can save yourself all that grief. But if you running around here telling people you gonna be in a relationship, like if you tell the motherfucker you gonna be in a relationship, nephew, nigga, you know what you told the people you in a relationship now, nigga. That's up to you to act accordingly, nigga. That shit didn't even have to come out your mouth. You get what I'm saying, bro? Something else could've. You know what I'm talking about? So I don't know, nephew. Tighten your game up, but you can run your game how you wanna run it. You feel me? That's up to you. You know what I'm talking about, man? But on these troubling tactics, man, y'all just need to stop playing with people, but more importantly, y'all need to stop playing with yourself. You get what I'm saying, man? Because whatever you do is on you. I ain't never got that where people think like, you ever see somebody threaten you with something like, oh, you can't even, man, fuck that. I'm gonna go kill myself. Like, that's gonna hurt you. You know what I'm talking about? Like, man, you the one that's finna be fucked off, bro. Like, you ever seen some shit like that, though? That was a little extreme, but like how a motherfucker will try to threaten you with something that's gonna harm them. Like, you can't really do nothing to nobody else unless you finna do some physical harm to them. Like, that's the only time, like, you keep playing with me, I'ma stab you, I'ma shoot you with something, you know what I'm talking about? Now, that right there is directly action on somebody else, but all that other shit that motherfuckers be running around doing, bro, that ain't really gonna hurt nobody else. You ain't gonna do nothing but fuck yourself off. You know what I'm talking about? You ain't gonna do nothing but fuck yourself off. That shit is gonna get linked directly back to you. You know what I'm talking about? Whatever it is y'all doing, man. Whether y'all here running yourself down in the streets, whether y'all here not listening to what's best for your health, if y'all here just whatever you doing, you get what I'm saying? That shit is gonna run you into the ground. You ain't harming nobody else. I keep telling y'all that like a long time ago, motherfucker went bad on me. You ain't did nothing to my legacy. I'm always gonna be the real nigga I am. You gonna be remembered for what you did. I'm gonna be remembered for what I did. You know what I'm talking about? So whatever you do, man, that's gonna be on your legacy. You know what I'm talking about? That's the way they treat you the way they, that's why they treat you like that right now. You know what I'm talking about? Cause your character ain't no good. You know what I'm talking about, man? And that's what I really don't be getting. I'm finna get on up out of here with that, man. Like, the first thing you have to do is realize who you is, man. You just do you your own brand, really. You get what I'm saying? Now, what you do with your own brand is up to you, man. But whatever the fuck you do, that's what the fuck you gonna be remembered by. Ain't nobody else made you did shit. Cause on your record, when it's all said and done, you can't say you did this because of that. You just did that. That's what's gonna be on there, bruh. You get what I'm saying? So when they get to looking at your record and shit, you know what I'm talking about? In the game, it's gonna be really what really happened, not what they said happened, or not why you did something. It's gonna be what really happened. You know what I'm talking about? That's what it's gonna be, man. But as long as you can live with it, go ahead, man. But these troubling tactics out here, man, we done got a little bit childish, y'all. You get what I'm saying? We just do, because we all over the place. We fucking with people for no reason. Then we turn around and act like people fucking with us when they not. We be all over the place with that shit, man. Troubling tactics it is. Troubling tactic Tuesday. It is. Y'all be seeing how bro hat. Now it's back E when you see that. You know what I'm talking about? But for real, troubling tactics Tuesday it is. You know what I'm talking about? And we need to get up out these old falsified, fake ass characters, y'all. You know what I'm talking about? Because we could bring this thing back solid. But now we done got in the habit of going around looking for a way out. You get what I'm saying? We ain't looking to take the shit head on, no weird accountability. You know what I'm talking about? I did it. We ain't on that shit no more. We going around coming up with little sneaky ass plans and whatever the fuck we is doing, right? You know what I'm talking about? But we already got an alternate route about this shit. So I'm going with you to rob this bank, but I know in the back of my head if we get caught, I'm telling on everybody. You know what I'm talking about? I'm telling the whole plan. That ain't no fly shit, folks. You know what I'm talking about? And them troubling tactics. Because everybody got a way out before they even get their way in. You know what I'm talking about? That ain't it, man. You know what I'm talking about? That ain't it, man. Because we going in there doing something, but we already know we done gave ourselves the excuse in our heads, you know what I mean? So we ain't wrong. So whatever the fuck we doing, you know what I'm talking about? We ain't wrong. Because we done already came up with whatever excuse we done came up with in our head. So we got all accountability for the shit that we be into. Only you can prevent forest fire. You know what I'm talking about? With down right there, man. You don't remember nothing else. Always remember. It don't cost nothing. Just show a little bit of that love.